know the show. Turn it up loud, let the whole world know. Straight out of Rustin, reppin' on the flow. Dallas Cowboys on my chest, let the star glow. Bugs got the podcast, speakers on blast. Talking about the game, every moment gon' last. Snaps in the back, bass hitting low. Crowd in the stands, watch the energy grow. Cowboys Nation, ride or die crew. If you doubt the star, we coming for you. Told you so. Yeah, I told you so. When them Cowboys win, everybody know. I told you so. I told you so. From Rustin to Dallas, let the fire blow.
You know what time it is. Your boy, yeah, buddy, back to tell you all about the greatest news from America's team. Yeah, we them boys. And guess what? We showing up and we showing out. Now, we did beat the Washington Commanders. And the thing about it is, I got a little quarrel going back and forth with a couple of Commanders fans. One of them said that we beat the second and third string because they was missing their receivers, but they wasn't missing nobody on defense. That's the thing about it. When the Cowboys are missing people and we lose, we don't use that as no excuse because we know it's the next man up. Now, following up into the next week, everybody put your hands together for the $60 million man that y'all said he didn't deserve that type of contract. But what are you saying about him now? I ain't just talking to the real diehard Cowboy fans. I'm talking to those fair weather fans that said this man wasn't worth the price of tea. But the thing about it is, I know you're clapping your hands when he throw a touchdown. He hasn't thrown interceptions lately. I know you're rooting him on every time you look at the scoreboard and there's another 6 points going up on the scoreboard. But the thing about it is, you doubted Rain Dakota Prescott. And I kept telling y'all, that's my quarterback. Yeah, he set the bar when he got paid $60 million. Do you see why he got paid $60 million? Or do you think he's worth the investment now of $60 million? He didn't reset the market. That was the market value for Dak Prescott. Had he gone a free agent route, Dak could have commanded $65 million or more, ladies and gentlemen. That's what y'all fail to realize. But you talked about my quarterback. You keep watching TV and want to mimic what the guys on the TV say for their ratings to talk down about my quarterback. Man, Dak Prescott, my quarterback. Now, if you're really paying attention to Dak Prescott, wouldn't you possibly say Dak Prescott is in the running for the MVP? Even though they said Baker Mayfield was a front runner, but did you see Baker last night? Dak has yet to put on a show like that. He has been nothing but great since the opening day. You can't blame Dak when the Cowboys lose because Dak don't play defense. Understand, there's a 53-man roster, but for some reason, all you can remember is Dak Prescott's name. What about the defense that's not stopping nobody where Dak has to come out and perform great every night to put up 35 to 40 points in order for the Cowboys to win? I think he's doing that. So you guys get off my quarterback because Dak Prescott has been doing it with a makeshift line. He's been doing it mainly without his number one target, Cedarian Lamb. But you still won't give Dak his credit. I'm not comparing Dak Prescott to nobody. You guys hype up Allen up in Buffalo more, hype up Jackson in Baltimore more. But why? You don't give Dak credit. It's the thing about giving my quarterback his credit, because credit is due. DeMontre Cottenham, Darius Odom, credit is due. That's the thing about it. And how many of you guys know who Connor Riley is? I'm going to tell you the reason why Dak is having such a great season as well. If you know who Connor Riley is, I'm going to go back to the name of my show, I Told You So. Back when we got Connor Riley from Kansas State University, I told you guys we got the best offensive line coach in football right now. Look at the offensive line. You don't know no names. There hasn't been any consistency as far as the starters are concerned, but what Connor Riley's working with has turned that running game into one of the top 10 in the NFL. But y'all didn't pay attention to the names I was dropping back when we got Connor Riley. And you still don't know who's listed as an offensive coordinator. He's the offensive line coach that came from Phoenix or Arizona, however you want to call it. But the thing about it is that running game has changed the perspective of protecting the $60 million man. You see how that all circles back? Now, I'm playing with a makeshift offensive line. I don't have my starting center. He's on IR. I don't have my starting right guard. He's on IR. I just got back my starting left guard, Tyler Smith, a couple of weeks ago. I just got back Tyler Guyton before the Carolina game. So Dak Prescott has been doing all of this without his normal starting offensive line, without his number one target, 88. But y'all don't want to give my quarterback the credit. You mocked him because he demanded $60 million. He didn't demand it. Let me back up. The market demanded him to be paid $60 million, and he signed it. But y'all erupted, got mad, said he wasn't worth it. Look at the TV screen now. Is he worth it, Rodney Mitchell? I'm just saying, is he worth it? They keeping my quarterback upright. They opening up the holes for the running backs. And I told you guys all summer long, the key to the Dallas Cowboys making a successful run this season is a healthy Dak Prescott. Now look at what I got on the table now. When those tables turn, you hate when we can point that finger, but I told you so. With a healthy Dak Prescott, with Sedarian Lamb on one side and George Pickens on the other side, all those things I was telling y'all is coming into fruition. Not to mention, we still aren't settled on the number 3 receiver. We still not set on the number 3 receiver. Turpin just came back. I still like Flummery, but for some reason, Tober keeps finding himself in the lineup. I don't trust Tober because he hadn't showed nothing yet. But the duo of CD and Pickens, right now, anybody can argue or lie and say that they are the best duo in the NFL. Yeah, Eclipse and Chase and his buddy up in Cincinnati. Who else can you compare? Definitely not in Philadelphia. Definitely not in Miami without the cheetah. I'm just saying, you can't say the 49ers. You can't say the Chiefs because they just got back Rice. But with a healthy $60 million man, do you see how explosive my offense has become? We working in Jaden Blue. When they sign up, it's like, he's open, he's open, he's open, you're open, you're open, you get a TD, you get a TD, you get a bomb, you get a short touchdown. Look at what my tight end is doing. You so focused on, and I told you this, You so focused on that filet mignon, meaning CD Lamb and George Pickens, you keep forgetting about Jason Ferguson. And Ferguson is tearing you up in the middle. And the thing, that's right. Trevor Lawrence making that money, but they not winning. They question Dak Prescott. I ain't talking about the haters. I'm talking about the fair weather fans. Y'all question Dak Prescott. Oh, Dak ain't it. Y'all want the mock CD Lamb mama that said, oh, Dak thought we lost to Green Bay, but Dak don't play defense. Hey, y'all remember that? Do y'all ever take time to point the finger at the defense? But we're going to talk about the defense in the second half of this segment. I'm talking about right now that $60 million man showing up. I mean, America, including the haters, including the doubters, including the fair weather fans, tune in every primetime night the Cowboys are on, looking forward to Dak Philly. But I keep telling y'all, that's my quarterback. Why don't you want to give Dak credit? But you don't have to give him the credit. I told you, give Connor Riley some credit. Connor Riley has designed this offensive line and put together a steady, and what they're doing, they're being consistent, because if you ever ride me when we watch the game, you can ask Rodney. When we run the ball, I always holler, run the ball again. And that's because I can see the offensive line moving mountains. That's why I can't wait for Connor Beebe to come back. I can't wait for Tyler Booker to come back. And just think, for the last couple of years, I've been crying over the fact that Terrence Steele not doing his job. But Terrence Steele is handling his business with the assistance of the new offensive line coach, Connor Riley. Look at what my running back is doing now, Javonte Williams. Y'all was throwing question marks in the air. Who is Javonte Williams? You asking any more questions? Have they been solved? I'm just asking you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. You see it every Sunday on primetime TV. Now, what our running game is doing versus what we wasn't doing in the past. And yeah, Javonte Williams came from Denver. Yeah, we got Jaden Blue coming and getting acclimated to the game because the running game works, which protects that $60 million man with a makeshift offensive line, because we're yet to bring everybody back together to start a game. So just think about it. Our offensive line is getting healthy. That's scary. No, I ain't saying nothing about my wide receivers. I ain't saying nothing about the defense. We know how they are. I ain't saying nothing about Dak Prescott. I ain't saying nothing about the running backs. Listen to what I'm saying, people. My offensive line is getting healthy. And if you know the history of the Dallas Cowboys, when the haters always think they know the history, if you know the history of the Dallas Cowboys, what are the Dallas Cowboys known for? A punishing offensive line. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you right now, that's exactly what we got going on. And when we can get dirty in the trenches from the offensive side of the ball, it's scary. Look at what we're doing. Like Darius Odom said, the stats don't lie. Look at what my running back is doing. Look at what my tight end is doing. That means they're open. That means the lanes are open. Look at what my wide receivers are doing without Sedarian Lamb. That means the offensive line is protecting that $60 million investment that you guys cried about him obtaining. When the market, I'm going to repeat that statement because y'all keep thinking Dak took a deal that he made up in his mind. When the market for Rain Dakota Prescott was set, not by anybody's other terms, but the market, he signed that. That's called a team-friendly deal. It don't look right coming out my mouth or on paper, but When you sit down and add it up and do the math and the subtraction, the multiplying and the dividing, you see Dak Prescott was worth every penny of it, and he's living up to. Now, we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We're going to go to the second half of our segment and talk about a little bit of that defense. A couple of commercial breaks and a couple of sponsor shout-outs. I'll be right back with you in about a minute, 45 seconds. What's up, Craig?
Hi, I'm Jeremy Brooks, your mortgage broker. Whether you're looking to buy your first home, upgrade, or refinance, I make the process simple, fast, and stress-free. I have several lenders that I partner with. And what does that mean for you? Low rates, fast closings, and most importantly, someone who picks up the phone. I will be with you from pre-approval to closing. So contact me today. I'll be more than happy to help you get in your home. Number is 318-394-1406. Oh, and then I failed to mention, my average close time is 12 days. That's right, 12 days. You can be in your home in less than 2 weeks. Give me a call today.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's sciatica pain that LeBron James is going through. I don't know why LeBron don't reach out and call Jalen Ferguson at Alpha Fitness and Wellness. If you're waking up with pains in your back, your neck, joints that you didn't even know was working, call Jalen and get your body realigned today at Alpha Performance and Wellness. Time to get your gear custom made, your favorite football team, your high school, maybe even your little league, your church events, maybe a church class reunion, maybe a family reunion. You need some t-shirts made, personalized, custom made, even fans or hats, or even the t-shirts like I have. Give Shell Williams a call over at Custom Pleasures. No matter what size the quantity, no matter where across the United States, Shell is there to perform the job for you. Give Shell a call at Custom Pleasures, not tomorrow, but today. And if you're looking to upgrade your security, Derrick Cheney is waiting on you. Detailed security, not just any type of security, your personal executive security. Ready, he's detailed, professional, and on the job. Just ask Grambling State. Just ask the people from the video called Shy. Derrick not only protects regular, he also protects the celebrities. Give Derrick Cheney a call today to upgrade your protection detail. I tell you what, guys, Eric Barber, Flash, what's going on, Quay? Do y'all know that Matt Eberflus finally got the point? It ain't the point of what his defense can do. It's the point of what your personnel can do. Always understand in the game, know your personnel. I guess Eberflus was so caught up in what he had written down on paper. And sometimes we always want to stick to the script. But you have to be able to call an audible. You got to be able to make an adjustment. Not later, but make an adjustment as you go. And Eberflus finally got the point. Y'all notice the man-to-man defense that Eberflus was running? Did you notice? Did you notice the blitzing that Eberflus was able to design? And still run a little bit of zone, but he focused more on using the ability of the personnel he has on the field. You have to. We played with a backside cornerback that didn't nobody know. Who knew number 25? I didn't even know him. Who knew Bell was going to start because the other safety was out? They labeled him inactive. I don't know. But what Eberflus did was take a look at his personnel for a change and realize, including Donovan Wilson, that maybe I need to alter some things to work the personnel to the best of their ability. When we blitz the linebacker, we put pressure on Mariota. What happened? The result was Bland taking it to the house. like Schottenheimer said, "Mama, there go that man again." The pressure caused that, and they was in man to man because he was right there waiting on the man. The man was still running around in circles. But that's what pressure does. I think it was the old folks used to tell me pressure busts a pipe. And boy, we put that pressure on Washington. And look what happened. The Scobo lit up with a 40 bird. Eberflus, continue. You have to be consistent, though. Continue to make the needed adjustments. Continue to pressure the quarterback. You know why? You got Overshawn coming back. That's the thing about it. And the troops are coming. Rebels coming. Carson's coming. But the thing about it, it's going to take them a couple of games to get acclimated. But stick to what's working, not what you have on paper hoping that it will. Don't go by. You have to be able to make adjustments on the fly, Michael Bolton. You do, Brian King. If you don't make adjustments on the fly, teams will notice your tendencies. And teams will begin to attack your tendencies. One of Eberflus's worst tendencies is to remain in zone defense. It was 4th and 3 in the game, the previous game. And remember what happened in 4th and 4 against Carolina. Eberflus had them boys playing 8 yards off the ball. Y'all got mad at Bland because y'all thought Bland was doing it on his own. No, it's Eberflus. Speed up to the last week, the same situation took place. And Eberflus had them up there 5 yards ready to bump and run. And what happened? Washington turns the ball over. See, when you pressure the quarterback, you make them react not off impulse or instincts. You make them react off of what they think they see. What Mariota thought he saw was a wide open wide receiver. He didn't see 2-6 sitting back there. What's your number, Derrick? He didn't see 2-6 sitting back there. 2-6 got that ball and took it to the Haas Rodriguez. They call him pick 6. I'm just telling you the joy of Eberflus's defense when he uses his personnel. You have to, because the trade is coming up right now. And y'all hear the names. Right now, we're stirring up in the air. They saying we may bring in Max Crosby. Who knows? Max Crosby will be a great addition to the pass rush of the Dallas Cowboys. What makes Max Crosby different than Michael Parsons? For one, Max Crosby is a natural defensive end. That's what a lot of you guys fail to realize. Craig, Michael Parsons is not like Bosa. He's a walking linebacker, a blitzing pass rusher. Crosby is a natural defensive end. Yes, it would work if that trade matriculates, because we're known to make trades to the Raiders. Think about it. Amari, I dropped that in there. Amari, we're used to dealing with the Raiders with big time trades. So just we're gonna keep that on hush because we got another one in the works, trading possibly. Diggs. Is Diggs in or out? I don't know. My conspiracy theory, they were sitting Diggs down to prevent further injury, possibly because Diggs may get traded. Y'all know about trading in basketball and other sports. The team normally sits that player anticipating the trade to come through so they won't risk any type of injury. Maybe Diggs is going to be up to be traded. That's right. Right? He can. Both of them. And the thing about it is he's cheaper than Michael Parsons. That's why if that happens, that's why Jerry can crown himself as, yes, I won that. I got a signed defensive end for cheaper than what Parsons was going to cost me because I need that money. Yes, he's hurt, Mike, but I need that money because I need that money to sign George Pickens. So think about when we let Parsons go, guys, we were able to sign Ferguson. We was able to sign Deron Bland. We was able to sign Tyler Smith. 3 people. 2 extension contracts. Then we coming back to this year. Y'all still crying because we didn't sign Parsons, but look at who we possibly can sign. Pickens. We'll be able to obtain a Max Crosby type contract. Yeah, everybody gonna look at the books and oh, the Cowboys can't afford them. Quit looking at my books and look at y'all books. Jerry and them know how to wheel and deal. And the thing about it, Diggs may be a casualty. Because with the addition of Rebels coming back and Carson's coming back, we actually are super loaded at defensive back depth. So Diggs may be the man out. Who knows? I really don't know. But my conspiracy theory keeps setting in. Diggs, you a millionaire. What the hell can fall from your mansion and hit you in the head and cause you to have a concussion? Somebody tell me. What can Michael Bolton? I know what kind of house you live in. What would fall from your house and hit you in the head, Michael Bolton? I know now one of your dogs gonna jump up and jump from the top of your house, but what could fall from your ceiling? Your ceiling is perfect. Diggs, you don't live in the hood. That was the biggest lie anybody want to come tell a person like me. Yeah, I know we need him, Rodney, for leadership purposes only. But Diggs, he got to be. But if we trade Diggs gonna be in that trade that we get if we go to the Raiders to get Crosby, because it'll cut some of the harshness down. So I know it's a lot of time we like to throw in bluffs that we're gonna go get somebody, and then Jerry pulled a hat from that, and then we're gonna snag another person. So y'all keep in mind, it's all a conspiracy theory when you're dealing with Jerry, because Jerry likes to play chess, not checkers. Now, we got people that's being very productive. Our rookies on defense, there's a Raku and James, guys, we might have found something over there. If Eberflus uses his personnel correctly. James is shining right now in replacement of Sanborn. Ezra Raku is coming along strong, got his first sack of the NFL this past weekend. Y'all give Ezra Raku time. You keep thinking that he's easily to replace Michael Parsons. Parsons was strictly a defensive rush. That's all. He wasn't even a defensive end. He was strictly enough for the defensive rush. Ezra Raku can play the run, and he can chase the quarterback, and he fast. Did y'all see Ezra Raku chasing Jaden Daniels before Daniels got hurt? You got to give these youngsters some credit. We building something over there on defense. I need to see more Luafau as well at linebacker. And I keep saying linebacker, boy, when Agent Zero come in as the Cowboy in a couple of more weeks, man, my defense just need to be consistent. Yeah, Cincinnati does need a cornerback, and I keep thinking that the reason why Cincinnati not really ready to sell out on Hendrickson, because they got to get something back, because Flacco probably will save Cincinnati season. Yeah, I just said it. Joe Flacco was saved because he got weapons. Man, y'all don't know football. Joe Flacco with weapons, he dangerous. That's why Mike Tomlin thought that was the most stupidest thing that the Cleveland Browns GM did by trading Flacco in the division. Now he got Chase, and he got that other 6'5" kid to throw it to. No. Hendrickson may not come out of there. And that'll be the only way we get Diggs to Cincinnati if we trade for Hendrickson. But if we trade for Hendrickson or Crosby, those are $30 million men. Keep in mind, Michael Parsons was a $47 million man. So ding ding. Once again, who wins the trade? If that persists to happen. Jerry. Jerry. Now, we got some people now that's kind of lost in the shuffle. Dante Fowler Jr., you kind of disappearing because Jadavion Young Clowney, we know who he is when he on the field. You know, then you look at Tobit. I just told you about Tobit. Tobit, you kind of fading away. Don't fade away because CD came back. That's what make our offense so explosive. We liable to throw the ball to you and you're not waiting on it. You're not ready for it. And then we look at, we still missing our slot corner. If we get the running, the cornerback, say we get Diggs back and Diggs is ready to go, we're going to put Rebels on the other side and we're going to let Bland go back to the inside. Now, my defense has become lethal. Yeah, that slot receiver matters, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. That slot receiver could be the X receiver. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Or the Z receiver. But the thing about Bland could cover either one of those type of receivers. And Sam Williams, you may be packaged in that trade deal if we could try to go get somebody. And that's what people have to understand. Yeah, you're a young talent, but the thing, Sam is due for contract. And I don't think Sam is playing right now up to contract type of a year. Because the only one playing up to a contract type of year right now is Pickens. You can agree to disagree, but they lost in the shuffle. And that's why I think Jerry gonna make something happen right before this trade deadline that's gonna shock the world. Well, it ain't gonna shock the world, but it's gonna sure make a lot of noise in the media. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be right back with you. Craig, Derrick, we're gonna get to talk about your team and everybody else's team when I come back after the commercial break, and a shout out to my sponsors.
Are you ready for some football? Football season's right around the corner. Guys, what better way to be in your backyard, watching football, watching the game, in your backyard? This could be you. Give me a call today. Let's get you in the home. That way you can also watch football in your backyard and throw the ball around. Give me a call today. I can get you in the home just in time, right before football season. I told you so.
Y'all, forgot to tell you, not only is Dr. Jalen Ferguson the best young chiropractor, valedictorian, Graham family, the kid also is a mobile chiropractor. So, hey, teachers, barbers, if you're standing up on your feet all day, your legs, your back, your neck, need a little bit of alignment, give Jalen Ferguson a call over at Alpha Performance and Wellness. Jalen can pull up on you, or he can tell you where to pull up on him. Upgrade your security today. From Texas all the way to California. From Chicago all the way to Miami. Derrick Chain is there to detail secure you, simply because that's what he does. Upgrade your security today. Personal security, not party security. Personal, professional, on time, determined. Give Derrick Chain a call today to upgrade your security detail. Time to get your shirts made of your favorite teams, a special event, family reunion, class reunion. Call Shell Williams today at Custom Pleasures. No matter what size the quantity, no matter where in the United States you're located, Shell will get the job done and get your shirt, money bouquet, even your personal fan if you desire. Give Custom Pleasures a call to personalize your attire. Craig Williams, you guys are decimated by injuries. I can't say that I'm happy when a team steady gets injured. The 49ers are hampered by injuries. It happens, and they keep winning though. That's the thing about it. When Mario Cook was mad because his 2 wide receivers or 3 wide receivers wasn't on the field and they lost to the Cowboys, he began to make an excuse. Y'all can talk about Mario because that's my guy. You can't make an excuse. The Cowboys were decimated by injuries the first month of the season. We never complained about it. What's going on, Hank? The 49ers, I hadn't heard nobody complain about it because they keep lining up on Sundays and they keep winning. And the thing of who not winning, the Saints, the Raiders, the Jets, the Dolphins, the Titans, and the Ravens. Now, are they selling? Obviously. Max Crosby for sale right now. I know he is. They're not talking about it. They're only talking about it in Dallas. But let's just let it be known. He's for sale right now. And people just thinking the Dallas Cowboys want him. No, Dallas ain't the only people that want Max Crosby. Dallas has the most capital to obtain Max Crosby. That's the difference. What's going on, Jimmy? When you got as much capital to obtain what you want, the star will always be mentioned first. Keep that in mind. That's why y'all don't understand the salary cap and what the Cowboys actually have inside the bank. That's why every free agent come available, they are attached to the Dallas Cowboys because we actually can afford them. And the thing about it is, yeah, Max pretty much gone. It's other teams that want Max. Trust me, the 49ers could use Max Crosby right now. Huh, Craig? I'm just saying. The Pittsburgh Steelers could use Max Crosby right now. Huh, Thomas Woods? Breezy Montana? I'm just saying. It's other teams that could use Max Crosby right now, other than the Dallas Cowboys. But the reason the Cowboys get thrown into the mix is because we actually have enough assets and bank account to obtain those type of players. And Jerry has enough to finesse them into working that deal out where it works in Jerry's favor. But y'all keep thinking Jerry lost that trade with Michael Parsons. No, he didn't. I'm going to go back and tell you one reason why I think he did. Why I know he did. You requested Jerry to trade you. So in other words, Jerry can pick and choose where to send you to. You sent your ass to the frozen tundra, Michael Parsons. One of the highest tax brackets in the United States of America. You can get what you want, but you ain't gonna get all of it. That's the thing about playing with Jerry Jones. Y'all thinking, oh, Michael Parsons. No, Michael didn't choose Green Bay. Jerry chose where to send him. Why are you thinking Diggs is quietly causing trouble? He's not going to demand the trade. Because Jerry sent him somewhere where he does not want to go. That's the thing about it. Jerry Jones play his cards. Dominoes. Chuckles, no. But makes the right chess move at the right time. That's why we got enough assets to obtain a Max Crosby. Now, the Saints, are y'all selling on y'all running back? No, we got the guy. I think he said Kamara said he'll retire if you try to trade him. The Raiders, we know y'all sold on selling Max Crosby. The Jets, y'all sold on selling Brees Allen. Who else are y'all willing to give up? The Dolphins? Now, Miami Dolphins, Jerry Jones. I am interested in Minka Fitzpatrick joining the Cowboys at safety. Why? Because Minka can play cornerback and Minka can play free or in the box. Learn your personnel. Know who you want to obtain. That's why I dropped those dimes to y'all, because people thought I was just saying anything. I don't trust Jaden Blue at running back. That's why I say the Cowboys are willing to make a run at another running back. You guys keep saying Phil Maffa. Maffa has to get acclimated to the NFL game. He's been on IR. Of course, I would want to Alvin Kamara. I need to protect 33. We're going to run him in the ground? There's no 1-2 punch to give him a break. That's why I say the Cowboys should go after a veteran number 2 running back. But people don't see it my way. You don't have to. I say go after A-Chain from the Dolphins. I don't want Jordan Phillips. Phillips is injury prone. A-Chain fast, hit the hole, and he can go to the house. He's on his rookie contract. So you got to know what I'm talking about in order to enjoy what I'm saying. And then I said the Tennessee Titans. Who you want from the Tennessee Titans, Bugs? Ain't the man named Ladarius Sneed out of Louisiana Tech? Super Bowl MVP. Why wouldn't I want Sneed if we finna get rid of Diggs? Y'all don't understand what I be putting together. It makes too much sense because you didn't think about it. Sneed he want out of Tennessee. He want out of Tennessee. Send him closer to home. He from Minden. Go get Sneed, Jerry Jones. If that's an option on the table. Tennessee selling. I'm just telling y'all. You ain't got to agree with me. Now, Joe Flacco, I just told y'all a while ago in the last segment, Joe Flacco is finna say the Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah, you can mark it down, put it in your pipe and smoke. Joe Flacco finna save the Bengals. I told y'all when Joe was named the starter in Cleveland, Joe still had something in the tank. Y'all still want Shador to show up. Dylan Gabriel's penciled in. The New York Giants had a complete debacle. How you give up 33 points in one quarter? I'm just asking a question. You in my division. Hey, we happy that y'all lost, but that's embarrassing. You talk about the Cowboys, America, but y'all don't mention any type of debacles about any other team in the NFL. That was a complete debacle. Did y'all see that? Y'all need to go ahead and check on your New York Giants fans because they sick right now. You blew a 33-point lead. It wasn't exactly 33. They had the lead throughout the first, second, third quarter and blew it. Of course, right. I don't think we need another defensive tackle. We loaded at D-line. I don't know what we could give up. That's the only thing about it. I don't know what we can do with Simmons. I would love to have him, but we just obtained Solomon. We just got Kenny Clark. We got Osi. We got Pelfrey that's on IR. We still got people that's willing to come back. That's why I don't think Simmons would be. No. Just in my thought, I don't think so. Now, anybody gave the Indianapolis coach some credit? Well, you better. Best team in the NFL right now, record-wise. You can't knock them. Like Darius Odom say, it's in the stat book. Right now, the Indianapolis Colts have the best record in the National Football League. But NFL also stands for not for long. But I'm not knocking them. They grinded. So you got to give them their credit. Yeah, Maurice, I mentioned Brees Hall. That's who the Jets gonna be selling right now. The Jets should be selling Brees Hall. And if anybody, if it's a lineman, Rodney, that I would want to get, it wouldn't be Simmons. It'll be the defensive tackle from Alabama that plays with the Jets. I think his last name is Williams. Now, that would be probably the only defensive tackle I would want to go get. But I know a lot of people keep saying, we don't need no running back. Y'all ain't seen Jaden Blue do diddly squat. I need another running back, veteran running back, just for leadership purposes, to protect Javonte Williams. So I'm not speaking injury, but injuries happen in the NFL. I want to protect him. I don't want to wear Javonte Williams out, especially not with no rookie. And y'all keep calling Blue name out. Did y'all see Blue in the second? And the only reason you saw Blue in the second half because it was a blowout. But teams are selling right now because they're losing. Teams are selling out right now because they're trying to gain draft capital for next year. And what did I say that the Dallas Cowboys have the largest of? Draft capital. We got four first-round draft picks next year for the next 2 seasons. Next year alone, we got 8 picks already in the draft. So just think, yeah, we buying what you selling. Now, MVP, they said, I ain't say I said, they said Baker Mayfield was in the running. But did they watch that game last night? The person that I put in the front runner for MVP should be Ryan Dakota Prescott, not because he's my quarterback. I'm lying. Yeah, my quarterback should be in the running for MVP. Why shouldn't he be? Putting up better numbers than Andrew Lamar Jackson, better numbers than Allen, better numbers right now than Mahomes, better numbers than Jaden Daniels. I'm just dropping down. Better numbers than Jalen Hurts. Come on. Why you won't give my quarterback the credit? I mean, this is the MVP talk. Who else is in the running for MVP? Other than Baker Mayfield, Dak Prescott, who else is in the running for MVP? You can tell me, because I don't know nobody else. Dak's performance is overshadowing anybody's performance. Just look at the stats. I know y'all want to pull a Stephen A. Oh, they do that in the regular season. Is your team going to make it to the playoffs? What are your team regular season stats right now? Should nobody be happy to talk but a Philadelphia Eagle fan, of course, the Cowboy fans, a Chicago Bear fan? Yeah, I said it. The Bears are winning. The Raven fans disappeared. There was so many people jumped ship with the Cowboys and went to the Ravens. And all y'all that jumped ship, when we let go of Michael Parsons, please stay over there. I have receipts. And I see y'all comment on Facebook, oh, go Cowboys. Oh, yeah, we them boys. No, you jumped ship. You start crying because we lost Michael Parsons. Michael who? Michael who? You jumped ship because we lost Michael Parsons. I cried. I was sad for about 17 minutes. Yeah, I ain't saying gonna make it nowhere. The Saints messed up when they won that one game. They should never have won that one game against the New York Giants. If they would have just stayed perfect with 0 wins, they actually shouldn't want the #1 quarterback coming out the draft. If I was a New Orleans Saints, and I know y'all ain't listening to me right now, but understand where I'm coming from. The perfect person to play quarterback for the New Orleans Saints is Tua. Yeah, Saints need to do something, work a trade out, flip-flop something. Saints need to trade for Tua. Tua would be perfect in Kellen Moore's offense. Tua's kind of shabby in New Orleans right now. It's worth giving him up in Miami. Miami's selling. But then again, the Saints should be ready to position themselves to obtain a Tua because Tua would fit perfectly in a Kellen Moore's offense. Y'all hear that, New Orleans Saints fans? You hear that? Would you say, Darius? It ain't that he win the big game, it's that people just forget it's 52 other players on the team and Dak don't play defense. That's my whole point. Dak don't play defense. But, like I said, the Saints should make a trade for Tua. I mean, they sell it. I ain't telling you nothing that's shady. I'm telling you the truth. Think about it. Tua would be perfect for a Kellen Moore offense. And Darius, let's talk about your Texans. Y'all puke too. You don't have a running game. The Texans should trade for Alvin Kamara. I just made too much sense right there. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. All right, you want me to stop making sense? Oh, keep telling the truth? Because I told you so. The Texans should trade for Alvin Kamara. Don't let the Bears get Alvin Kamara. I'm just going to tell you straight up. Don't let the Bears get Alvin Kamara. If the Texans want to save their season because they got a good defense, you should trade to get Alvin Kamara. I'm just trying to help your team out. I can't say nothing to a team like the 49ers because when they get a man hurt, it's the next man up. Ain't that right, Craig? You know, and the Philadelphia Eagles, they trying to bring people out of retirement. No, Philly, tell you something. Philly's on a serious decline. No, your quarterback ain't declined, Darius. He got one weapon. And I just told you he has no running game. Y'all relying on a broke-knee dude, Nick Chubb. No. Your running back that's normally in the game, he hurt. He ain't played yet. Stroud has no protection up front. You let the tackle go somewhere. You traded your guard somewhere. You don't have the offensive line. You have to get a running back. You protect C.J. Stroud. He can look up and he can hit your tight end. He can hit Nico. But you have to know your personnel. Your running game is subject. Obtain Alvin Kamara, and Houston will get a turnaround. I'm just telling you. Elite defense, because that's what your coach focuses on. Sidney Bishop, the injuries only scare people that don't know the 49ers. The people that don't know the 49ers, oh, when the 49ers get hurt, oh, they're going to lose this week. No. 49ers are a system. And their system is designed for the next man up. Now, there's one thing you can give Shanahan credit about. The process of his system relates to the man that's behind the starter. A lot of teams can't make an adjustment like that. Dallas Cowboys did this year. Last year, past years, if we lost the offensive lineman, we were in trouble. Now we got depth at the offensive line position. And that's what's keeping that $60 million man upright. That's what's getting Javonte Williams through that hole scoring touchdowns. That's what's making CD and Pickens able to get open on long distance passes to catch those bombs. That's what makes the Dallas Cowboys so explosive, guys. It's the offensive line. Yeah, the play calling in Houston is terrible because the coach is focused on the defense. But that explosive offense out of Dallas is all based upon that offensive line. You got a tight end that's leading the league in touchdowns. You got a running back that's in the top 5 in rushing and touchdowns. You got a wide receiver who's in the top 10 of receiving yards and touchdowns. He's about to have more touchdowns in one season than he had in his entire career in Pittsburgh. Yeah, you can keep Jones in the game. And the thing about it is, the question is, will you guys trade Purdy? Watch this. Will you guys trade Purdy to the New York Giants? Because I know Miami's not going to trade Tua to New York, but Tua got to go somewhere. And the best place for Tua is in New Orleans. But with the emergence of Mac Jones in San Francisco, will the Jets trade for Purdy? That'll be the question. Would the Jets trade for Purdy? Fred Hearn, the only thing the Chicago Bears need is another running back. I just told people that whatever you do, don't let Alvin Kamara go to Chicago. If Chicago get a hold of Alvin Kamara or Breece Hall, guess what? The first thing that the coach at the Chicago Bears did, nobody remembers, he went and rebuilt his offensive line so he could keep Caleb Williams upright. And what have I been preaching to you guys that Connor Riley has done since he came to the Dallas Cowboys? Kept Dak Prescott upright. That's the success that's happening with these quarterbacks. You got to give the offensive line the credit where the credit is due. Nobody thought of Connor Riley because y'all so focused on what ESPN tell y'all to pay attention to. Connor Riley, best offensive line coach in the game. Yeah. You have to know your personnel. How you know that, Bud? Look at what he's doing with a makeshift offensive line for Dakota Prescott. That's why Prescott numbers are the way they are. And that's why he's upright so far throughout the season, able to make those plays down the field. So mind you, where you think the 49ers, where they built the trenches at? The offensive line. The trenches are built for Chicago Bears. The trenches are built for the Dallas Cowboys. They not built so like they used to in Philly because they lost Beck. They lost the other offensive guard. See, that's why I told y'all things ain't the same in Philly no more. Even though they are the reigning Super Bowl champions, you got to give them that credit. Take a look at the Indianapolis Colts offensive line, Jonathan Taylor. I keep dropping information that y'all don't pay attention to. Jonathan Taylor leads the league in touchdown and rush. Why? Because of that offensive line. The Indianapolis Colts got a mean offensive line. Yeah, buddy. If you don't start in the trenches, what we haven't had over years, we only had names. We cried when we got rid of Tyron Smith. You know, we were sad that we lost people like, you know, Doug Free back in the day. You know, we were sick when the center retired on us because y'all don't know the center had a form of multiple sclerosis. You got to do your own research into that. But it's the trenches of the offensive line that makes a difference for that team. Look at the Atlanta Falcons. So I can just drop dimes. What you think Bijan Robinson running behind? Maybe the best running back in the game. Why you think Derrick Henry don't have the numbers that Derrick Henry used to have? Offensive line ain't what it used to be. Pay attention. The Cowboys got them trenches. That's what has made the Cowboys successful. That is what making Dak Prescott the infamous hero, because people don't like Dak. Even people that love the star love to talk loud against Dak Prescott. Dak the MVP. If Dak is not in the running for the MVP, would you say he's in the running for the comeback player of the year? He did miss the majority of last season. Which one you want to give him? Because you don't want to give him no credit. But I'm not giving Dak no credit. I just gave the offensive line the credit. Look at what my offensive line is doing. They moving mountains. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we down to the last part of my segment. I'm here to give y'all the 3 picks of the week. Listen to these 3 underdogs. You might not like them, but I'm betting with Vegas, so you better understand when it happened, I told you so. First pick of the day, Dallas Cowboys, America's team, with the plus 3.5 against the Denver Broncos. Second pick is going to be the New York Football Giants. Yeah, I'm going to take that plus 6.5 with Jackson Dart, because I told y'all Philly ain't the same. What puts fear in Philly that y'all scared of? I'm going to take them Giants. And last but not least, I'm going to roll with the steel curtain. I'm going to take the steel curtain and the plus 3.5. Just tune in and watch. And when it all happened, you can say, Bugs, he told me so. I appreciate y'all for tuning in this week. It's getting better and better. I enjoy talking to y'all. Next week, after the Cowboys run up there in Colorado and run all over Sean Payton and them Broncos. Yeah, I just called it, y'all. I just said I'm taking Dallas in the plus 3.5. But I'm taking Dallas also on the money line because we're going to beat them. Step by step, y'all trust this process. Yeah, we them boys. And remember that, because I told you so. Keep your prayers up and your head up, and we'll talk again next week. Yeah, buddy.